Welcome to this session on pre-engineered buildings. If you're planning a factory shed, warehouse, or industrial facility, this video will help you make the right decisions before construction begins. In the next few minutes, you will understand the different types of PEB buyers, the mistakes they commonly make, and how structured planning can save you time, money, and long-term operational risk. Let's begin. Before you invest even 1 rupee in a factory shed, warehouse, or industrial building, there is one critical question you must answer first. Not how much steel you need, not which vendor to choose. The real question is what type of PEB buyer you are. Most cost overruns, design failures, and execution delays in pre-engineered buildings happen because buyers choose solutions before understanding their real requirements. In this session, I will explain the 5 most common buyer personas in the pre-engineered buildings industry and how correct planning can save you time, money, and long-term regret. Pre-engineered buildings are not a standard product. They are an engineered solution. A manufacturing unit, a warehouse, an export facility, and a first-time factory all require completely different structural approaches. When buyer clarity is missing, projects either become over-designed and expensive or under-designed and operationally weak. Understanding your buyer persona is the foundation of a successful PEB project. The first buyer persona is the first-time factory owner. This buyer is usually an entrepreneur or MSME owner building their first industrial shed. They are budget conscious and often working with personal investment or bank finance. Their biggest challenge is lack of technical clarity. They are unsure about clear height, future expansion, crane loads, and sometimes even whether PEB is better than RCC. The most common mistake this buyer makes is choosing the lowest quote without understanding what is included and what is missing. What this buyer truly needs is not cheap steel, but correct planning. With the right guidance, the structure can be optimized, unnecessary cost can be avoided, and the building can be future-ready from day one. The second buyer persona is the expanding manufacturer. This buyer already operates a factory and is increasing capacity or adding a new production line. For them, time is money. Every delay directly impacts revenue. Their challenges include integrating the new structure with the existing facility, managing crane loads and vibration, and continuing operations during construction. A common mistake here is rushing the design stage to save time, which later leads to rework and delays. What this buyer needs is fast but accurate planning. With proper sequencing and coordination, expansion can happen smoothly without disturbing existing operations. The third buyer persona is the warehouse and logistics player. This buyer is driven by efficiency and return on investment. Their focus is on clear height, column spacing, racking layout, and material movement. The biggest mistake warehouse buyers make is designing the building first and planning storage later. This leads to wasted cubic space and reduced storage capacity. What they actually need is reverse planning, starting from racking requirements and designing the structure around it. In logistics, design directly impacts profitability. The fourth buyer persona is the export-oriented industry. These buyers operate in sectors like pharmaceuticals, food processing, and engineering exports. Their facilities are regularly audited and international standards are mandatory. Their biggest challenge is compliance, both in design and documentation. A major mistake is relying on verbal assurances without technical verification. What these buyers need is standard compliant design, verified drawings, and audit-ready documentation. A PEB expert ensures that what is promised on paper is delivered on ground, protecting long-term operations and reputation. The fifth buyer persona is the cost-driven developer or contractor. This buyer executes projects for clients and operates on tight margins. Their key risks include vendor quality inconsistency, BOQ manipulation, and schedule overruns. Awarding work based only on the lowest price often leads to disputes and cost escalation. What this buyer needs is neutral technical evaluation and strong execution control. A PEB consultant protects margins while ensuring quality and timely delivery. Most PEB manufacturers sell steel, few protect decisions. An independent PEB expert works only in the interest of the project by verifying requirements, validating drawings, comparing vendors, and ensuring execution aligns with intent. This approach reduces risk, controls cost, and delivers predictable outcomes. Every successful PEB project starts with clarity. When you understand your buyer persona, planning becomes simpler, execution becomes smoother, and investment becomes smarter. If you are planning a factory shed, warehouse, or industrial building, start with structured consultation. Plan smart, build right, and save lakhs, not just during construction, but for the entire life of your building. If you want a clear, structured starting point for your project, you can download our PEB Planning Blueprint. This blueprint breaks down the exact steps from requirement finalization to design review to vendor selection. It helps you avoid common mistakes before they become expensive. And if you want personalized clarity, you can also book a one-to-one consultation. In this consultation, we review your requirement, identify risks, optimize your budget, and guide you with a clear execution roadmap. Whether you are planning your first factory, expanding an existing unit, or building a warehouse or export facility, the right guidance at the planning stage can save you lakhs. Download the blueprint, book the consultation, and build your PEB project with confidence from day one.